Well, farming ain't easy. What's better than our Krone silage baler? 2 Krone silage balers. You're gonna see some serious silage rolled up in this video. Stay tuned. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode. We've got a few things going on in this field, as you can see. We're putting up some haylage, and it is an absolutely beautiful field, and we are very happy to be here, and this is going to be exciting feed to put through the baler. You'll see a friend of ours who you know from some other videos bought a Krone baler as well. We've done some baling for them in the past, and they have in essentially 1 year have converted from using green feed and dry hay to feed their beef herd to silage bales. We kind of joke about the industry of selling silage as a cash crop. It's not super common in this area of the world. Don't know why it's not, but it's super interesting that here we have a beef operation that sees the value in more palatable, higher protein feed. And in a course of 1 year, somebody that was feeding dry products like dry hay and green feed have now completely switched over to a silage program. So for all you guys that are intimidated about silage bales, there's not much to be afraid about. They are very palatable, very easy to put up sources of feed. So that's what we're doing, and now so are our friends Brent and Ben. So putting up some feed here with them today, and watch this, guys. This will be an exciting video. Farming ain't easy, but it's sure gonna be easy now with 2 balers, eh, Ben? Ben has been in some videos before, beef producer extraordinaire. But anyway, a beef operation that went out on a little bit of a limb, trying to get better quality feed, put up faster, and at a decent price, given the weather that we've got, because sometimes paying for speed gets expensive. So when you only have a limited window to put up dry hay, you may not get the quality that you want in that window. So silage balers in this area have been gaining popularity that, well, you're kind of more guaranteed to be able to put up a field of hay like the quarter section we're on here today, put it up in a day or 2. Well, you guys have now bought your first silage baler, and they bought the same Krone CV 150 XE Plus. Yeah. And here we go. So we're putting up haylage. This is a first year hay crop. We just seeded this field in the spring down to a straight grass mix, and this is its first crop. We're probably going to be getting five of these haylage bales to the acre, and we're almost half done here, and we've probably only been going 5 or 6 hours. So what did you think of feeding silage last winter?
It worked really good for us. Yeah, it was new. It was a little bit of a daunting thing at first if it was going to work for us. We fed it with the bale truck and the processor, and it worked really good. The cows, they cleaned it up quite a bit better, I think. We don't have a mixer wagon, so we had to use what we have, and yeah, it worked really well. We fed it in feeders. We set the bale truck, the processor, and it worked pretty good for us.
Yeah, and you guys, like you've seen in another video, I came and rode with you for a day feeding.
Yeah.
And yeah, we unrolled bales on a bale truck. We put them through a processor. We actually went over to a buddy's ranch and used the Penta TMR mixer.
Yeah.
So these silage bales they can be fed any way. You can even put them in a feeder. Did you guys do any of that? Did you put any bales in a feeder?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, when it was cold, like we left them in there for upwards of 10 days, and it never spoiled. When it's cold enough, it didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't.
And they're always picking at the outer layer.
Yeah.
So they're always getting the fresh one.
Yeah.
So, but how did the calves look this spring, and how did the herd health look over the winter feeding silage
Good.
versus
Good.
hay
Yeah.
and green feed?
It took them a little while to get onto it. Aside from that, it was as soon as they got onto it, if you put out your best bale of hay and a silage bale, it most likely go to your silage bale.
Yeah.
Especially the haylage that you baled on the dad's piece last year.
Yeah.
They sure would go to that before any dry hay bale.
Oh, for sure. Well, that haylage smelled good. Like
Yeah.
silage in general smells good if it's put up right. But that haylage smelled so sweet. Like, it sounds silly, but if I was hungry enough, I'd maybe get down there on all fours too. But no, they did lick that stuff up. Going back to that video that we filmed, I'm pretty sure the one that we unrolled that's captured in that video was actually the haylage. So even haylage, which is a more fragile crop, unrolled just fine.
Yeah, some roll out better than others, depending on the moisture of them. The ones that were definitely more moisture, you could carry them out and roll it for like 100 yards maybe, and then some would go in a pile, but that's just the way it goes. Yeah.
Well, I'm super happy for you guys to have your own baler. Not that I don't enjoy coming over here baling for you guys, but like anything, and this summer is actually a good example too. Like, you guys were putting up green feed. We were blessed with a lot of moisture, and you guys got some good crops, but some of it was hard to dry down.
Yeah, that's what it's probably the biggest decision maker that we had on getting the baler was the short windows of, like, being as far west as what we are. The windows of dry weather with no rain is hard to come by. So we had green feed that was down for like upwards of 3 weeks. It would just about get dry, and then it would get rained on. So the feed quality it's no better than straw or than now.
Yeah.
So we that's kind of the decision maker. If we can get our feed put up in a better manner, then we're sitting better.
Absolutely. And when you need help on a field like we're doing today, today's last warm day. I think summer's over. Today's last hot day, and this field needs to just get baled up. We're gonna hammer this out with 2 bales in no time.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be done maybe tonight if everything goes well. But if we don't run out of plastic, this is yielding quite well. Maybe a little more than we thought. I realize everyone wants to know wants to see a heads-up battle here. We got a JCBfastrac 4220 and a Fendt 824. The Fendt 824 has more horsepower than us, but we're not going head-to-head for speed. We're going to go head-to-head with some fuel economy. So we got Ben here on speakerphone. Say hi, Ben.
How's it going?
All right, I think we're doing this. We're really doing it. We're going up the steepest part of the hill. We're doing about 4.5 kilometers an hour, and we are both carrying and wrapping a bale. What are you burning for fuel, Ben?
5.2.
5.2. I'm bumping on 23 liters an hour. All right, so Ben's highest was 5.7 US gallons per hour, which is 21.5 liters per hour. My highest was 23 liters per hour. So you did beat me, Ben. But again, you've got a deleted tractor with no emission system. So I guess they started out as the same tractor or motor. Okay, so 2012 Fendt with the emission system deleted versus mine. He beat us by a liter to a liter and a half, a liter to 2 liters an hour, I guess, call it. Putting out 280 horsepower versus our 240 horsepower.
Pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. I know the generational difference will be a little bit different, but essentially this would be if these tractors were the same year, we would probably have very similar transmissions, because this is an AGCO motor and an AGCO transmission. Same as what's used in the Fendt. Well, Fendt call it the Fendt Vario, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, nice chatting with you, Ben. Thanks for the competition. All right, we'll talk to you in a bit. Well, there you have it, guys. This JCB Fastrac 4220 has an AGCO motor and transmission in it, and we have our full emission system intact. Ben has his deleted. He did beat us slightly on the liters per hour, so it wasn't by much. I'd say they were pretty close to the same, but all in all, I guess he did beat us. So, whoop, there it is. Well, morning, guys. We didn't quite get finished last night, so this video is going to be over the course of an afternoon and a morning, but it actually worked out good. There's a heavy dew, and we've got the moisture right back where we wanted it. It was starting to get pretty dry last night at about 12:30 a.m. So here we go. But it's pretty neat here. I gotta say, putting up haylage versus silage of cereal grains and other warm season crops, because it's so nice and green, and the stubble's green. It's a green crop going in, which is nice to see. So yeah, you guys don't want to talk to me. Check out Ben and his new baler. I guess we're both building bales here at the same time, just awkwardly stopped, staring at each other. And one guy's holding a camera. Oh, Ben's new toy. Just to bounce around and keep things interesting for you guys. I'm not sure if everyone in the world typically gets their feed analyzed from a lab, but we just experienced something kind of funny where we had some silage bales in an auction, and some of the feed actually got sold for higher value for a lower feed value. I'm not sure if everyone knows how to read a nutrient analysis test, but essentially with feed for most livestock, and I'm not trying to preach to you guys, just to share some small knowledge here with you guys. With a feed test, there's lots of very important information in there. However, feed tests, when it comes to crude protein, dry matter, on a dry matter basis, as well as relative feed value and relative feed quality, those numbers there, silage is going to capture most of those nutrients for you, versus if we were to put up an oat feed as a dry product like green feed versus putting it up as silage. The numbers in that feed analysis are drastically higher as silage. So if you guys are ever buying feed, ask around, ask your local seed supplier, even some of your agronomists at your fertilizer plant and different places like that. They can give you some guidance on how to digest those nutrition reports. Very similar process as soil reports. A lot of people know how to digest information on a soil report. So if you can digest a nutrient analysis, you will, with silage as an example, be able to buy higher quality feed at a lower price point, and all you need to do is know what you're looking for. So I thought I'd just throw that out there real quick, that in this auction where we had a bunch of feed for sale, that somebody actually bid higher on some lower nutrition feed than what they had paid for some other silage of lower value. So kind of a funny thing there, not trying to preach, but just share you guys, make sure you look at those feed analysis and know what you're buying, because as a farmer putting up silage, we want to make sure we're selling you the best quality feed for your livestock. So I'll stop preaching about that and get back to the purpose of this video. We didn't finish baling, Ben and I, till, I don't know, 12:30 last night, but came back for another hour and a half of baling this morning. But we got her licked, and that was a really fun, beautiful field to work in. The first year hay, so super smooth, and just the views around here, no matter which way you look, there's a nice view. So, well, thanks for letting us help, and congrats on you and your dad's new baler.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I'm excited for you guys to have it, and well, if we ever run 2 balers in the same field, you can put some serious bales through. So that was fun. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks.
Okay, see you guys. Thanks for watching.